the reality of cartels can be controverted. And I think I always think of Gado on this famous cartoon looking at corruption as the fourth arm. A long time ago, it's right there where corruption actually enslaves State House, the judiciary, and Parliament. So those cartels are, powerful. They exist. The president talks about the speaker has talked about cartels, and again there is overwhelming evidence that what are called termites in this country are basically serious cartels that are involved in terrorism, money laundering, corruption, trafficking in body parts and humans, counterfeit, is big, and that's what we call the illicit economy. And it's big, and it does control, the various arms of the state, and that's a fact. And our experience in the judiciary, as you know, was that we wanted to start our transformation from the margins.
Yes.
You do stuff that didn't raise issues, and that's how we dealt with issues about tea in the judiciary. Dealt with the issue of wigs and issues of salaries. Well, tea was always drunk here by the judges and their secretaries and the chiefs of stations. The ordinary people didn't get tea, so we democratized tea drinking. It's everybody drinks tea. So we knew that the cartels would not be interested in that. Maybe they were interested in selling the milk to the judiciary, but we dealt with those small issues. Culture, judicial culture, asking judges to have eye contacts with the litigants to see whether somebody had been beaten up by the police, make the proceedings humane. So those are things we could do internally, train people, make sure that everybody was trained. And it's only when in 2013 we got into issues of corruption in the judiciary. That's when hell broke loose. Okay, that's when we basically now ceased to be on the margins. We got into the center, and in the center then the battles, started, and that is documented. And I don't think the judiciary has been free of attacks since 2013. It hasn't. And that's when we were able now to see, the cartels at work, because cartels also protect their own. So that every disciplinary action you take, you find there is resistance, there is protection, there is impunity. And that, by the way, is another reason why there has been an upsurge in cases reported on corruption. Because if people see that nothing is going to be done against certain people, the clerks start doing what they used to do, the secretaries do their own thing. And even the attacks that have come from lawyers, it's because we dismantled the internal cartels by transferring people who had been in one position for a long time and who are actually appendages of law firms in town. Secretary is actually working for advocates, their cases being fast-tracked. And the thing about firms and the judges is old. Okay, where judges become actually sleeping partners of some legal firms. And I'm quite certain those cartels also control some judicial officers. and they seek, their protection. And the only way they will be exposed is if there's a concerted struggle waged by everybody. And that's where the issue of the political will comes in. Okay, that's where the issue of political leadership, comes in. Because as long as the crisis of political leadership in this country continues, then cartels will continue funding, corruption. And every institution that starts struggling or even fighting, even through words rather than action, they will be put in their, in their place. And that's why I'm so happy that the judiciary is under criticism, because in this country, if people are not criticizing you, you have no impact. But if you start being attacked, you feel good, because the Waswahili wanasema umeguza pale panauma.